HD 41, Case 150, tug of war. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Albany Pioneer Days 2024, Albany, Minnesota, and we've got a spectacular prairie tractor feature this year. I'm going to try to walk all the rows. There's so much here to see, we're going to have to skip through it pretty fast. We'll do our best. And I apologize for the lighting. We're doing this very early in the morning before the crowd show up. There's been quite a few people so far. So start with the line of Avery. It's got the round tube ones. Look at all the new copper in this one. A lot of work. Now we got more of the cast iron frame radiator. Another one right here. Interesting hood that covers the whole engine on this one. Back to the round tubes. You get a little bit smaller as we go on down. Now we run into some Hart Pars. Again, we're going to go through this very quick because there is so much to see. I love this one with the single front wheel. That thing is so cool. These early upright engine models with these solid cast rear wheels. Very, very neat. This one as well. We've got another Hart Par right here, cross motor. And then we work into some of the Minneapolis line. I like how they put their badges on the side like that. Working on down. Pretty nice restoration on this one. They get a little bit bigger as we go on down the line. Another Minneapolis. Another Minneapolis. This one is very, very nice. Tractor number 752. Flower City. Another Flower City. Another Flower City. They just keep on going. Nice info tag there. It gives you an idea of a before shot. Brought it back quite a ways. Another Flower City. Now we're into some of the early IHs. These were a little more than a large single cylinder stationary engine that were put on a rudimentary chassis, turned into a tractor. See the International Harvester on the side of the big cylinder there? A lot of these are single cylinders down on this end. Here's an early Titan. More IH. Just keep going. More IH. They're getting a little bit bigger. This one here, I got this one on film here, in 21 I believe, at the IH feature, and a lot of this was not intact at that point. They had been working on the cab. Okay, you can see all the new steel and the metal work in there, labeling the different pieces. There is a lot of new cast repro parts on this tractor, and it's really good to see how far it's come. All this was brand new back then, didn't even have flash rust on it yet. I like the double tiered cab top with corrugated steel canopy. This one just next to it, a little bit bigger, same layout, early IH. Here's a third one with that double tier canopy cab top. And they just keep on going. IH Mogul. Caught this one just as it rolled in last night. I believe this one's from Texas. This is, I think, Wendell Kelch Titan 3060. Basically brought back to new. Here's that 1912 3060 Pioneer. Very rare tractor. Man, Reeves right here. Another Reeves. This one takes up the whole road when it drives. It is wide. Just keep working on down the line. Here's a big Huber. We've got another Huber. These, I believe, are Altman Taylor. Yes, Altman Taylor with the big round tube radiators on them. Another one. Another one. Another Altman Taylor. Now we've got the square box radiator, and we're still on the Altman Taylor line. Here we've got an oddball American front operator station on that. Let's see what this one is. All I see is the CMO, or is that M with an I? We're going through so fast. I'll check later. Nichols Shepherd oil gas tractor. The Red River Special line. Some neat paintwork on that. Gar Scott Tiger Pull. A lot of good paintwork on the front of that one. Russell Giant, that's what we've got right here. So we've got a bit of a case lineup over here. Another case, Giant cross motor. That might be one of the largest models they made. But this one caught my eye. It's interesting. It's had trees growing through the wood spokes. It's been in place for so long, but I don't know what it is, being that it's with the rest of the cases. Does that mean something? We could be over speculating here, but what caught my eye, it's got like a dual skinny rear wheel setup on each side, but between the wheels is a giant sprocket. So this would have been chain drive, but they ran the chain between the rear wheels. I can't imagine how dirty that chain must have been at all times. But I haven't found any identifiers, no tags. It's got this very typical style drawbar that perhaps could lend some design cues. But I've never seen a layout like this where they'd run a drive chain between rear wheels. Of course, the rest of it, not here. And here we've got a 1919 Twin City 6090. And these are a bit rare because they've got the big 6-cylinder engine in them. Even the frame on this thing just looks like it's stretched. It's got such a long wheelbase. Huge magneto on the side. A lot of iron in this one. The size of that manifold, spectacular. More Twin Cities. More still. This is a little bit more my size, a little easier to transport. Fixed up very well. Now we get into the big fours. They got 3 of them here. This one, the Big 445, the giant horse. And right next to it, I believe this is the Big 430. Yep. I always like the look of these with that big ornate fuel tank and cooling system on the front. And the third one down here, I want to show you this. How much of the trees grew up through the front wheels on this one. Spokes are just about completely filled on this side. On the other side, we'll say half full. You can see where it was growing around all of them. So this one had sat in place for quite a while. Looks like it's had a lot of work done up on the engine area. And these, I can't even touch the tops of the wheels on these. They're so big. Lots of new hardware, lots of new fittings, lots of new everything on this one. Yeah, speaking of touching the tops of the wheels, the 45, you can just about get to the top of the paint line on that spoke, far up as we can reach. On the end of this line, we've got the Holt Caterpillar 75 tiller wheel tractor. So it has the tracks under the rear part of the chassis, big front wheel in the front, Holt lettering up top. If you look around back, you're just starting to see that original wavy Caterpillar font. 1917. Big belt pulley on the side. Like the big Holt lettering cast into the engine side panels. Working on down this side, we've got a large Fairbanks Morse. Another Fairbanks. Another Fairbanks with the big open mesh radiator on it. Another Huber right here. And this is an interesting one, a square turn. No clutch, no slip, no gears to strip. It was all friction drive with this oh, I'd say it's not, well, it could be a hard rubber cone, one back there too, and then variable displacement on all that stuff. So that's how you get basically infinitely variable gear speed. Call it a square turn because it could pivot right on this rear wheel. It's got, it looks like 3 bottoms mounted under it, and you drive it from the back. You're not seeing a whole lot out in front of you, but the thought was, or the idea I should say, was you could plow all the way down to the end of the field, lift the plows, do a square turn, and very tight turning radius, which definitely put it ahead of some of its other competitors in the day. Here's a 1919 Hyder by the Rock Island Plow Company tractor, another friction drive. Here are a couple Townsend oil tractors, and these were basically oil slash gasoline tractors, what we would consider as gasoline tractors, but they built them to mimic an old steamer because they thought that the general public had more trust in a tractor that looked like a steamer with a boiler than they did with the channel iron frame and the large engines, and they still stuck a large engine on top of it, but just made to look like it was the old tried and true design. And now the Rumley line, oil pulls, and there are a lot of them. Another oil pull, another oil pull. Just goes on and on. It would take us hours if we broke down every model year, every horsepower spec. We just walk the lines. Here's the old solid flywheel type. And we got this Rumley, and finally the little guy down here at the end. All right, everybody, we're starting up. We're going to do a special Friday Prairie Tractor only parade. So let's go. So this is the big 430. Lives at the Little Log House show, Hastings, Minnesota.
There we got Squatch trying his hand at starting the big 4. Kind of being stubborn today. We got her. Well, there's Connor from this old farm. Looks like he found a ride.
Okay, everybody, that was day 1 parade. It went pretty well. Look who I found walking around. Aaron, Life After Our Lost channel, LAOL. And you came all the way from Colorado to Minnesota here for the show.
A long drive.
So what do you think about it? Pretty good?
I love it.
It's a pretty good show this year.
Nothing like this in Colorado.
And if you guys aren't familiar with the channel, I know some of you are, click on over there. You and your dad, Greg, you're into Lefty right now, early Caterpillar D4. So I haven't had a lot of Caterpillar content on my channel for a while. If you want your fix, your regular uploads. You've got, I think you said, you've got quite a few in the bank.
Yep,
ready
we
to,
do.
And you guys have been through pretty much every bit of that
whole
tractor.
thing, yeah.
And it's coming together. It's in paint. Pieces are coming in. So I think first run is, it's a little ways off, but it's in the pipe, right?
Yes. Should be around the beginning of October.
So I'll even throw a link in the description below here, and I'll pop one up at the end of the episode. Go check out their channel. And honestly, it's good stuff. It'll get you that yellow fix. Maybe through the dry streak on my channel until we get back into some Caterpillar stuff ourselves. So, and you guys are pretty much here for the day.
Just
but you caught just about all of it.
Yep.
So
we did.
It's amazing the people that show up. I've talked to people here from Colorado. I've talked to South Dakota, Montana, and there was even a lady from Anchorage, Alaska I talked to earlier today. So excellent show. But yeah, these guys are definitely worth checking out. If you haven't already been to their channel, click on over. So
All right.
appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Okay, everybody, here's how you peel apples. First, you get your engine. You belt it up to this reducer pulley. Belt that reducer to this reducer. This reducer gets belted to this pulley here and works through this almond right angle transition coupling. So as this crank goes around, it slides that ball socket up and down that shaft, rotates this fork vertically. You get the same action on this other ball socket on this side. That turns this crank, which turns this pulley. This pulley then belts onto a mechanical apple peeler. Okay, so this is a dual apple unit. So as it rotates here, you take the peeled apple off, you stick the next fresh apple on. So after it peels that one, rotates around. So now you're peeling the apple you just put on. You would then change out, put a fresh apple here. That gets done with the peel. It then rotates it back around, and you just repeat the process over and over and over again. So all it takes is 1,500 pounds of iron and about 75 feet of belting. You can peel apples the easy way.
Pretty neat monster machine here. Prairie 2550. You go to squatch up there in the cab. Everybody's starting to line up for the parade.
a second Pioneer. 2 of 12 we've seen now. This one's done up pretty well too. Look at that operator station. Very, very nice. HD 41, Case 150, Tug of War. I think so. Up the road. Well, everybody, that about does it for the weekend. Man, did we have fun. I've never seen a better turnout of Prairie tractors ever in one place in my life. I've said it before, I'll say it again, Albany Pioneer Days, my personal favorite show to attend. It's always something spectacular every year. So I hope you all enjoyed the episode. I thank you for watching. Come back, do it again next year.